In this episode of the Effective E-commerce podcast, I have Bill Stenzel on, and he's going to teach you how to make more money. He's a YouTuber. He's also a teacher at the same time, and so he's got some side hustles going on here. And first off, Bill, thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So let's get started. I mean, you've been able to grow your Amazon business on the side, which is a big complaint. A lot of people say, hey, that's great. I'd love to start a business, but I don't have the time to do it. Walk us through that. How did you get involved with this? What's that process been like?
Well, I'd say probably about a decade ago, because I knew Amazon's not going away. And I was doing things on eBay, like side hustles. I teach business, master's degree in business, bachelor's, everything's business. Teach at high school, teach at college, everything's business. So I started with eBay, and then I started to move, this was a little over a year ago, into Amazon. And I started with... it was retail arbitrage, where a friend of mine actually found a book, and I was like, and he sold it online. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're selling books online. Okay. So then that built up, and then he was an accountant making six figures. And then all of a sudden he quits his job as an accountant. I'm like, bro, you're quitting your job? Like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm selling on Amazon right now. So then I figured out, hey, there's a way, if he's doing it, then I can do it. And then what I found out was with online arbitrage or retail arbitrage, I was going into places like Goodwills and garage sales, and I had a little scanner, and this is when no one knew about it. And I used to like hide it in my sleeve, and I would scan books, and then it would tell me in my ear, hey, this book sells for $75, and at Goodwill, you're buying it for 99 cents. So I would work as a teacher and then get off work and then hit the Goodwills, go into Los Angeles and wherever. I'd probably hit maybe 4 a day, and my whole car would be filled with books, and I'd list it on Amazon. And then my wife's like, hey, I'll do it too. And I was making six figures doing retail arbitrage on Amazon. Then what happened was I'm like, as I'm going, you know what, I could probably make this thing. And so then I went from, and I was about this close. My buddy then moved to Hawaii and started buying pallets of books and toys, and selling those on Amazon. So he was 100% in. And I'm like, no, I think I want a more self-brand. I want to design my own thing. I want to create my own product. So then I started to move into, not retail, but Amazon private label. And I started doing, I did baby. I then went into toys. I went into grilling and started creating my own products. And then after that, I got into YouTube. And I started telling people, hey, this is I'm making six figures here, but didn't really, it was just kind of a side thing with YouTube and with making money on Amazon, and then started helping people design their own private label products. But then they were like, I'm broke. How am I supposed to come up with $5,000 to launch my first product? So I'm like, well, why don't you Uber? So then I would Uber, and I'm like, this is terrible. This isn't working. What can I do? What kind of niche can I find for you that can generate you, maybe let's get you $3,000 or $5,000. And that's when I figured out about online arbitrage, where they're buying things on Amazon, reselling it back on Amazon. And then I went into drop shipping. That got flooded. So it was drop shipping, online arbitrage. And so that's been my progression of Amazon, with owning brick and mortar gyms, hair salons. I've always been like a serial entrepreneur. I like business, so I'll try everything. And, things die and other things, sprout to life. Like YouTube's been fun. It's been a fun go for the last year and a half, 2 years since I've been doing it. Probably about a year and a half. Haven't done the podcast like what you do. I'm kind of niching down in this. So for me, I'm like Amazon and YouTube. That's kind of, and then my family, which is like, hey, can we go to dinner, you think? Who are you? As you know, like business gets kind of crazy.
So let's talk about, you said right now a big part of your day is creating the course and helping other people launch a product. So once someone, obviously the product research is a big part of it. Let's say someone finds a product that they want. Walk me through a little bit of the process. Obviously, I've done it, but I'm always curious to see if someone has different things, other than product research, and we can dive into that too if you want. What are some of the next steps? How do you launch your product? What do you do to maximize sales? And then the last question I'll give you is, and this is something I'm running into, when you feel like you've kind of capped out Amazon, how do you grow it, for lack of a better word. Because right now I feel like I've done all the basic stuff, but now I'm thinking, well, what do I do that's not basic stuff? So let's start from the beginning, and we can go down to the more advanced stuff.
Yeah. I would say, and I get out of 100 emails that I'll get, I may come into 5 of them that I'm like, okay, usually it's more no's. I'm like, no. The products that people are sending me are just so wrong. And then the good ones, if I ever get good ones, I'm like, can I use this on my channel? And then, because I'm not in it for the money. I don't care. I'm more of I am a teacher. So I just do what I do to show validity that I know how to do it. Here, look, I'll launch another one. Are you happy? Okay. 6 figures, but they're like, yeah, but it's not 7 or 8, but I'm not a worker like that. I'm a teacher. That's just what I'm created to do, to help, to teach, to market, to show, not so much to do. So now what I do is I look at everything and I'm like, okay, that's great. Like a product that this was before it even hit the Amazon, and before it even hit, it was on Shark Tank. Did you see the metal foldable straw that fits in a little, about this size, and it pops out and like, ding?
I don't think I saw that, no.
Oh, okay, because there's a big thing going on right now. You can't have straws. They're getting rid of straws. And so last year, this was a year ago, I was helping design a collapsible straw. And then as we're doing it, I found the supplier, we got everything, and then all of a sudden it aired on Shark Tank. And I'm like, well, looky there. I think we're going to have some competition. So I quickly went back to the drawing board. I'm like, we're ditching the metal. We're going to go with something else. And that's my marketing brain, is I can think different, and I'm good at it, like a problem solver. And so I'm like, let's do bamboo. So we started creating, so you can see what I'm looking at. But we went, instead of the metal, which also, she didn't have a patent at the time. And that's, again, what you need to do, and people don't understand. But hey, what kind of patent is it? A utility? What are we looking at? Is it just design? Can we change it by 20%? And then, so yeah, we decided to go bamboo. But like, as I'm telling you, and I guess sharing with the whole world, it cracks, bamboo cracks. So now we went from the metal, she got approved, so I can't do metal, so we're going with bamboo. It kind of goes away, or we can do a metal that opens differently. But I kind of like bamboo. I just have to figure out a way to get it to not crack. But along with that, there's other products that I'm helping people design and to bring to market. But it's probably the same as you would, the PPC. I think the most important is, like, do you have a good product that's differentiated? That's, well, actually, if I had to boil it down to 2 things, it's one, is it different, like completely different? And I don't mean start up a completely new product, but did you differentiate yourself enough that you're separate from everyone else, rather than the bundles? Like, here's a fidget spinner, and then we'll throw in some shoelaces, like, that's not really differentiating. But yeah, that, and then now what people really need to do is they need to build a business behind it, like you did with your product, is social media and, customers and going on people's, like, you have to really build a business. You can't just find something on Amazon, contact someone in China and say, hey, can I have 500 units, and, slap a different logo on it. That doesn't work anymore. Yeah. And these people that are buying these courses, and they think, which is so sad, because these are the email, and they're like, Bill, so I went through this guy's course, I paid $1,000, or I paid, whatever X amount, and I'm just like, oh man, like, what are you doing? It's not going to win. And then I'll buy it, and I'm like, dude, I love it, it's great, but it's like, you can't. There's a million. There's, when you type it in, it's like 1,000 of, you're like, you're going to lose right off the bat. So that's kind of how I go about it, and that's been my experience now with Amazon.
Where can people find out more about you and everything that you're doing?
I would say YouTube, Bill Stenzel. I think that's it. I don't have my websites that I have are more so, let me get in contact with you. So if you go, that's terrible. That sounds terrible. I'm a horrible marketing guy. But I think just YouTube, and then reach out to me in the comments section, and then I'll send you, we'll go back and forth via email. The course, same thing. Bill Stenzel. I think it's billstenzel.teachable.com, but no one's going to remember that. But it's kind of like YouTube. You reach out to me, I send you a link, we email back and forth, I help you out. If you really get stuck, you make a clarity phone call, and we talk on the phone. And I'm personable.
Perfect.
I'll take a class on that.
Bill, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. And thanks for having me. And we'll keep going back and forth via YouTube, and maybe I'll come down to Santa Monica and we'll do a yoga class together.
Sounds great.